Hey guys, welcome back to my channel, Share My Read. Today I'm doing my magical readathon TBR, which I am so psyched for, so let's just get right into it. So first things first, some of the information about this readathon. The magical readathon lasts for the entire month of April. I will also link down below the announcement video for the readathon, as well as 2 Google Docs regarding which magical career that you want to go into, as well as the reading challenges. So I have been waiting for this readathon for the longest time. I first found out about it, I want to say around the time Newts took place last year, sometime in the summer. And then of course, you're supposed to take the Owls and then the Newts, and I didn't realize that the Owls had already taken place, so I was very disappointed on that end. And I know that some people don't care in terms of the order, you can just jump in whenever, but for me, I like having an order, and there is an order of taking the Owls first and then the Newts. So I have been waiting patiently until this time again for when the Owls finally start. So there are many ways in terms of going about this readathon. One is you can just do all the challenges, that's totally up to you, or you can pick a career that you want to go through. And I think there's some rules in terms of you can only have one career, and the fact that you cannot have multiple books fulfilling many challenges, as in like each challenge can be filled by only one book. So no doubling, no tripling up, etc. So the magical career that I picked for myself is major zoologist or magizoologist. I have heard so many different variations in terms of how this word is pronounced. Hopefully one of those is correct, because otherwise, I don't know guys, but you guys know what I'm talking about. So I feel like I did pick one of the easier careers to go through because there's only 4 challenges for this career path. The first one is care of magical creatures, the second one is charms, the third one is herbology, and the fourth one is potions. So I'm just going to go through which book that I picked for each reading challenge. So the first reading challenge is care of magical creatures, and that is to read a book with a land animal on the front cover. For this one I decided to go with The Raven Cycle by Maggie Stiffwater, and this one I decided to just go for the whole thing because I think the first book is this one, and there are ravens, like birds, which I don't know, are they considered land animals? I have no idea, but I do know that this book has a deer, and that's definitely a land animal. So regardless, I'm going to be reading this entire series for the month of April, which I'm very excited for. I'll also be doing a dedicated reading vlog for this series, so be on the lookout for that. And honestly, I don't really know too much in terms of what these books are about, but everyone has been raving about them like non-stop essentially. All I know is that there's some sort of magic involved. It has to do with these raven boys. I think they're like 4 brothers. Everyone's favorite seems to be a guy called Adam, which I don't even know who he is. And there's a girl called Blue here, and that's all I really know. So we'll see guys, we'll see how this goes. The next challenge is charms, and that is age line, which is to read an adult book. For this one I decided to go with Clash of Kings by George R. Martin. This was already mentioned in my March/April TBR, so was The Raven Cycle, by the way. These are the 2 books that I've been trying to read anyways regardless, so I'm really happy that some of my original TBR can coincide with this readathon. But this is definitely an adult book. This is an adult fantasy, and I'm so excited to jump into this one. There is quite a number of pages, about 750 pages, so we'll see how this one goes. I enjoyed the first one a lot, and I'm really excited for the last season, the final season of Game of Thrones to come out, which I'm very excited for. I'm excited for this one. I'm not going to talk about this one because most of you guys know what Game of Thrones is about, and this is a sequel anyway, so no spoilers. Then the third challenge is herbology, and that is to read a book with plants on the cover. For this one I decided to pick up A Damsel by Elena K. Arnold. This one has a ton of flowers here, so definitely plants on this cover. All I know about this book is that it's supposed to be like a reversal of your typical fairy tale. There's a girl, she's a damsel in distress, she gets rescued by the prince from a dragon, and they're supposed to live happily ever after, but that's not what the case in this book at all. I believe what happens is that after she gets rescued, she wakes up not knowing what happened, she has no recollection, and she also finds that there's something more than what they seem. There's like some mystery about it, and I'm very intrigued. It's supposed to be like a feminism book, and we'll see how this one goes. And the next and final challenge for my career choice is potions, and that is next ingredient, which is to read a sequel. For this challenge I decided to go with Gemina as well as Obsidio by Amy Kaufman and Jay Kristoff. I read the first book, I want to say years ago, and I've been trying to read and pick up the second and third book now that they're all out, but for whatever reason I just haven't had the chance to yet, and so I'm really glad that I finally get a chance to finally finish this trilogy essentially. The series will also fulfill one of my own personal reading challenges, and that is the Book Riot Read Harder Challenge of 2019, which is to read an epistolary novel, which basically just a novel that comprises of like documents, reports, interviews, etc. And I remember reading the first book and really enjoying that format, so I definitely wanted to pick them up as a physical copy. But let me know down below if you had listened to an audiobook, because that might be another option for me as well. Which one do you think is better, an audiobook versus physical copies? So I actually don't really remember in terms of what the series is about. I just know that it's set in space, it's a sci-fi novel, it's about these 2 people, like a boy and a girl, and something about their space is like happening, and I don't know, I just don't really remember, but I gave it 3 stars, which means I liked it, but I didn't love it, so we'll see how that goes. But a lot of people seem to really enjoy it. They love the last book, so I'm definitely intrigued to actually finish the series. So anyways, those are all the books I'm planning to read for this readathon. It's a very short list, to be honest, but I have so many other books I want to read because, to be honest, I am not doing so well in terms of my March/April TBR that I did already. I've only gone through a few books and I have so many left to go, and so I didn't really want to stress myself, and I'm glad I actually ended up picking this career, because there's not that many challenges. Like, I mean, I want to pick this career regardless of the challenges, but it was nice that this one only has 4, so I don't feel super overwhelmed. But anyways, let me know down below if you will be joining me on this readathon. I feel like a lot of people are doing this readathon, so let me know down below if you will. And if you are, which books are you planning on reading, as well as which career you're trying to do, etc. But let me know down below. If you haven't read any of the books I'm planning to read, let me know if you like them or not. And please let me know if audiobook versus physical copies for the Gemina series, like Gemina and Obsidio, because I'm still trying to figure out which route I want to go in terms of reading those, because everything else I actually have the books for already except for those. So let me know down below. But anyways, if you like this video, please give me a thumbs up, subscribe down below, and if you follow me on Twitter and Instagram, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye!